Well, good morning, everyone. We're out here in the woods again today. We're gonna be doing a little bit different work today. You see, we got the big pick with us. Got some shovels, some pans, some buckets, classifier, sluice box. Well, we're gonna be doing a little sluicing today. We're up here on one of my claims where Big Nugs and I have detected some little pickers and whatnot up here on this upper bench. So we're gonna get in here, try and pull maybe 4 or 6 buckets, classified gravels, take them down and sluice them, and see if there's anything else in here, any flakes or fines, and see how that goes. I think we'll also do a little bit of metal detecting today. I think I got a few areas out in here I'd like to kind of swing over yet. I'm not sure how well it's been gone over. So we're gonna get at and see what we all can get done yet today. So stick around. I hope you enjoy. I'm just trying to kind of get my idea on this all here. So we got the gravel bar here on the upper end with this little bar. Right down over here is where we started the video, where I did the intro, where I was gonna first poke my hole where I said it was kind of thinner gravels. Well, if we kind of turn around here, okay. So here's the bar, the upper end of the bar, and there's the lower end of the bar. But the interesting thing to me is that they were kind of digging up towards me here, which would be more in this direction, which would have me wonder if there's not actual bar or maybe channel is over here, and over in here is more kind of sloughy looking stuff. If that's just all eroded down from the main channel, which might be over in here. Now obviously I'm not going to poke a hole over there right now because that's probably 8-10 feet deep. I don't have time for that today. So we're going to get in here, we'll get some pans, or we'll get some buckets. Just kind of trying to think about how this might be. This is all just kind of a theory I'm trying to put together in my head. So yeah, well, let's start digging a hole. All right, so here's that lower end again. Here's the diggings right in front of us. All right in through here has been dug out. And it's real shallow. And we pulled quite a few little nuggets out of here. You know, half gram, maybe a little bit bigger than half gram on down. Probably 30 or 40 pieces from, basically from these trees to these trees right in here. Where this is all kind of barren looking. It's all just kind of bedrock underneath the pine needles. And a little bit of gravel. Well, then all the way kind of along the edge there, there's kind of a bedrock cliff. It cliffs off the edge there. Well, I wouldn't really say cliffs, but you know, drops off good 5-6 feet. And all along this edge here, we detected pieces of gold. So my thought was, as we come right in here and start heading back into this hillside here a little bit with the hole and see what we can pull out of here. So just trying to kind of put this all together here to get a better idea what's going on. So we're gonna start digging and see what we kind of dig into over here. I think we'll dig, kind of poked a little hole here. I poked a few little holes just to see what we're looking at. So we'll start kind of digging right in here and yeah, see what we can do. All right, guys, we got this hole started here a little bit. We got our first bucket classified. He's about 2/3 full. I've been putting the oversized in another bucket here to kind of get a ratio of classified to oversized. We're classifying to 1/2 inch minus, so everything in here is 1/2 inch minus. Everything in here is 1/2 inch plus. So far, everything that we have been classifying has been mostly decomposed bedrock. We do have a couple pieces of river run rock in here as well. So this kind of lets me know what my ratio for undersized to oversized is. So basically, for every 2/3 bucket, we're going to have 1 full bucket of gravel that we're taking out of this little hole here. You can see here the top about foot is just dirt overburden, and then down in here we got a piece of rounded quartz. By the looks of it, it looks weathered. And then we get a little bit of gravelly material here, and right away we're down into the decomposing bedrock. And down in here, there's some fine pebbles and gravels and whatnot. In fact, we pulled out a couple nice hematite nodules. So we got heavies here. That's good. We got gravels. So hopefully there's just some gold in here. So yeah, we got 5 more buckets to classify and get dug out of here and get them running in the sluice this afternoon. And hopefully we got some gold in there afterwards. So wish me luck, and we'll keep at it. Should say here too, where we're at, there's no granite formations or any harder rock formations that are upstream from me here. So what we're in here is going to be mostly just schist and quartz rocks and obviously hematite nodules, little hematite nuggets I like to call them. So yeah, so you're not going to see very many big boulders in any of this gravel. It's just going to be schist and decomposed schist. Yeah, so that's what you're going to see. Anyways, now we're going to get back at it and hopefully we find some gold. Hey, all right guys, got the second bucket classified, and I thought, I'll pull the detector out quick. I want to give some of this in front of me here a scan. So I'm going to pull some of that overburden down there and kind of throw it back, and so it might kind of cover some of this up, and I don't really want to mix that into what I'm doing. But here I got a little, let's see here, I got a little piece of gold. Let me throw it in my hand. There we go, with the detector. So I think that means we're on the gold. That gives me good hope that we got more in the buckets. So we're just going to go ahead and throw him in the bucket. Let's get a good look at him. That way I know if I don't find him at the end, then we didn't do a very good job sluicing. So yeah, let's go throw him in the bucket. That means we for sure got one piece of gold in there. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and get this, well, I'll detect here a little bit more and see if there's any other targets down in here, and we'll get some of that overburden pulled back and pull out the next 4 buckets and then move on to maybe doing some more metal detecting. All right guys, we got 5 buckets filled up. Kind of changed my mind, we're just going to do 5. There wasn't much for coarse tailings and all this, so basically the 5 buckets of material I have here will represent 5 full buckets of regular material. So if we look at our hole here, what we can see is we got gravels up in here, some kind of nice reddish gravels. In fact, that's where all my bigger hematite nuggets were coming out of. And from about here up, that's overburden. That's just dirt, nothing really in that. And then down in here is the broken up bedrock. And so that's honestly, that's most of my tailings, is just the broken up bedrock. With that being said, here's our hematite nuggets. Dropped one. That popped out that I noticed either in the classifier or I saw them in the soil as I was digging. So gives me good hope that we got a good amount of gold in there. Obviously we know there's at least one piece of gold in that green bucket right there. So we're going to swing the detector over the hole here again and see what else we got for targets down in there, if anything. And then we'll kind of go from there. Now, yeah, so again here, I'll show you one more time. You can see the contact layers real good here when I look at it this way. You can see this down here is the decomposing bedrock. In fact, some of this is really just more powdery decomposed, but I mean, you'll pull out just bedrock like that, and you can see the contact right here to the thin layer of gravels. It's only 6 to 8 inches, and then again the topsoil, you can see that contact right in here. So gravels over here are pretty thin. Now I think a lot of the gravels have eroded, off of here and down the hillside because we're right on the edge here. So here's the edge. I was kind of talking about this kind of rim here where we pulled quite a few pieces out and in through here. And then it goes down this steeper hillside. And in fact, down in here, there's a lot of diggings, even some drift mines and whatnot down in there. So, yeah. So I think a lot of it's eroded off over here, the gravels. In fact, so here's some nice rounded boulders, you know, schist boulders and probably quartzite. If we look up in here, that's about 8 feet higher. So I think these gravels will get deeper as we push in that way. And yeah, there'll be more gravels, hopefully more gold mixed into those gravels over there. But, you know, maybe it's only in the bottom foot anyways. So this is a good test. We'll take her down and sluice her here this afternoon. I think we're going to do a little metal detecting now. And well, first we'll take a little break, get some water, and go from there. It's only about 10:30, so we got quite a bit of time to work here yet. And yeah, hopefully find some more gold. So stick around. Hey, all right, guys. We're still doing some detecting here. I've been working this hillside kind of behind me here. I found one little piece way up on top here, which is really encouraging because that kind of extends the area up on top there that I'm doing this exploration on to a wider area. So the upper part of the digs where I was showing you there, the kind of more intensive diggings are over here. And so we found a little flake up there, and I came down here because I saw this little kind of bedrock sticking out. It was flat, and yeah, look at that. Got a nice little round piece of gold there. It's a little bit coarser, but I mean, it's pretty round. And yeah, so there's a dig over here, pretty good sized trench. That's at the same height as the lower bench on my claim here. So this is all kind of the lower, what I'm going to call the lower bench. And there's some more bedrock kind of poking out. I did detect up in that dig a little bit. There was a lot of trash. And so we'll finish up on this little knoll where I'm at. Then we might go up over in here and swing a little bit. But I got to get back to my backpack. I need some water here. I'm getting thirsty. So we'll finish up down here quick. And yeah, then we'll show you the gold that we've detected so far. All right, guys, taking a little break. It's a little after noon right now. And my lunch is down in the pickup, so I'll just probably have a late lunch. And I want to keep swinging here until maybe about 3. So it'll give me a few hours to get all this off of this bench here and down to the pickup, and then we could take it down to the creek to sluice. But I'll show you the gold we got here so far. Didn't get any more from that lower bench. So you can see there's the one from the lower bench is that one, and that's the other one that I got up high. So yeah, got a couple of pieces here at least. The encouraging part to me is that I found gold beyond kind of the diggings here. So it kind of expands my area a little bit more, area of interest. So we're going to keep kind of going off that way. Here, I'll show you. We're going to keep going off that way to see what we can find. So I found that piece of gold was kind of up in here. And then we were down the hillside where I got the bigger piece. So we're gonna keep doing some more detecting up over in here and maybe up over in here. And yeah, hopefully we'll find some more. But I'm gonna take a good 15-minute break. That detecting on that hillside was kind of wearing me out and the sun was beating on me. So I'm a little hot, a little tired. So take a little break, drink some water, and we'll get back at it. Hopefully find some more gold. Can hear me over the sound of the creek. We're down here finally doing some sluicing like I said I was gonna do. And got it set up. It's running okay. It's been like 5 or 6 years since I set one up, so it's taken me a minute to get it set up. I think it's working pretty good. My indicator mat was silicone down. Well, part of that's come loose and it's kind of coming up a little bit, so it's causing a little bit of an issue up top here. But I think the rest of it looks like it's working good. So I'm feeling pretty good. This is our second bucket. We're going to get these all run through and see how it looks. All right, everyone, we're on our last bucket. Now this is the one I threw that piece of gold in. So I say we get it run and hopefully we catch it. I'll let you watch me run the whole bucket and you can listen to the sound of the stream. A little bit more calming of a sound than no, that's my metal detector. Although the metal detector gives more exciting sounds, like when it goes woo, woo, or woo. Oh yeah, good times. We tell you what, we got to do just about everything here today. Well, we will by the end of the day. We haven't done any panning yet, but we've done metal detecting, and now we're done some sluicing. It's gonna be a full adventure here yet by the end of the day. Still not 100% happy with the way this is working, but it is what it is. I should have taken this off, but I had that on there from last time I went, and I must have went to a creek that didn't have much water. I'm seeing some good action in there. These little riffles look really good. It's just this one riffle here that doesn't look very good. Packing up on the one side, and I think it has to do with the fact that I don't have the sluice sitting straight with the creek. And so the water's hitting that side and kind of shooting to the opposite side. So by the time you get to the middle, it's kind of evening out. Honestly, if that piece of gold would have been a little bit bigger, I probably want to run it through the sluice, just on the fact that it's been quite some time since I've run a sluice box. Oh yeah, almost done. Now I don't know how much of a cleanup I'm going to do here. It's getting kind of late already. I think we'll probably just clean the sluice into a bucket and take it home to pan it out. So for you, that'll be real quick. But for me, it'll be an hour or two until I get to know how we did. Now, I did detect the hole after I was done digging. I detected my coarse tailings and the fine tailings that I had pulled off the top. Just to make sure I didn't dig too deep when I was pulling the loose stuff off or throw any big nuggets out. And I didn't have any targets, so that's how it is. Yeah. Done. Take a look at the box. You can see there where that mat was lifting up. It's almost kind of making like a little riffle, I guess. But let's get her cleaned out and let's get going. Well, I got good news. We didn't lose our piece. These right in there. You can see that. Yeah, there we go. You can see anything else in there. Sun's kind of low in the sky, so it's hard to see. But I see a lot of heavies in there, so that's good. A lot of black sand. Okay. All right, let's get this cleaned out. All right, here's our concentrate for the day. Just gonna use this little pan here to pan it off with. I got another pan, bigger pan in here that'll catch it. Make sure that guy's clean. It's pretty clean. Should have poured that outside. Oh well. Let's sing with our dipstick. I bet you didn't know I knew how to sit or how to pan. Now, my research for that area indicates that the old timers 150 years ago were getting anywhere from $2 to $5 per man per day. And so what that means is they were getting anywhere from 2 to 5 pennyweights per day. But I don't really know how much material they were running. But knowing that they had to get at least $2 per day, it'll be 2 pennyweights per day. And I think at best they could have maybe brought down a yard of dirt, because they didn't have 5-gallon buckets back then. All they would have had was sacks. And if they were lucky, they maybe had a horse or a mule that they could put those sacks on. So they would have had to hike all the way down the hillside to the creek for every sack load. And they probably made a pile and then ran that through their sluice box. So my hope here is that we got a fairly good amount of gold. Now we only ran 1/8 of a yard, so whatever 1/8 of 2 pennyweights is, would be what, 1/4 of a pennyweight? So then whatever that is in grams. All right, we're getting down to a lot of heavies. A lot of hematite, little nuggets. Look at all those. That's good. That's a good sign. Pull some of them off, put them in there. Look at that. You see a piece of gold right there. All right, let's pan this a little slower now. Oh, that big piece keeps wanting to slide down. Hell, I tell you what, it's not as good as I was hoping. Oh, come on here. All right, let's show you. Boy, yeah, that hardly wasn't worth sluicing. Oh well. All right, there we go. Let's get the... There. There's our one nice big piece that we metal detected. Got a couple nice coarse flakes and some fines in there. So, all in all, I guess we got a little gold from that. So like I said, I'm going to repan that and see what else is in there. Hopefully nothing, but, or I guess hopefully more. And yeah, we'll get her all weighed up, dried out and weighed up. Well, folks, I don't know what to say. The sluice returns weren't so great. If it wasn't for that one big piece, man, we wouldn't have had much at all in there. But there is a little bit, so we'll get that on the scale here and see how much it weighs. And we'll also weigh up the metal detecting pieces. So what do you say we come over here and take a look and see what they weigh? All right, here's our gold for the day. See, we got our 4 pieces from metal detecting. This is the one from down below. that I said was kind of rounded looking and coarse. Well, you look for yourself. It's rounded on this side, but this side's got quite a bit of ironstone still attached to it. So that's kind of interesting. Must have let loose down the stream. And then this up here is our sluice stake. So there's our piece that we metal detected. Had a couple nice flakes and a couple itty bitties. Then we got the three other pieces we got metal detected. And that was the first one that I got up top. What do you say we get a weight on these? Turn the scale on. All right. That piece from down below clocks in at 0.3 of a gram. That's pretty nice. And the other three pieces put together with that, it's 0.7 of a gram. All right, that's pretty good. That's definitely nothing to be ashamed of right there. It's you know, it's almost $100 worth of gold right there. Now let's go ahead and take the sluice run. I'm going to put it in a piece of paper. All right, got our gold from the sluice run here in this piece of paper. Let's go ahead and pour it on the scale. You see here, we're zeroed out still. All right, all together we got 0.2. I had 0.21 there for a second. Well, 0.2 of a gram. Let's go ahead and take that bigger piece off. Come here. We end up with 0.08 of a gram. So let's go ahead and do some math here and see what that works out to per yard. All right, here. So we ran a little math. So we ran 5 buckets of material, which is 1/8 of a yard. Without the big piece, assuming like the nugget effect, we would end up with 0.64 grams per yard, or about $84 per yard. Now with the bigger piece, that would mean 0.2 grams, which would be 1.6 grams per yard, or $210 a yard, if we were to run yardage at today's price of $4,100. So I know we're going to find quite a few of this size pieces because we've metal detected a lot of this size pieces of gold. So I think on average, instead of getting 8 of those, we might get 4 of those a bucket, or 4 of those a yard. I think it's pretty safe. So it's kind of some rough numbers. I mean, we got a lot more testing to do, and then we can go from there. Well, folks, we can't complain. We found a little gold today, or that day. I guess it's a few days later now, and that's all right. Any day we're finding gold's a good day. So we're going to get back up there. We're going to do some more testing. We're going to get that sluice box fixed up properly and bring some tools along next time. So that way I can take the flare off if I need to. And maybe we'll get a little bit more fine gold collected in the sluice to help those numbers out. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of a long one, but hey, we did something different today. We did some sluicing finally. So I hope you all enjoy, and until next time, I'm Gold Pan Dan, telling you to keep your coils to the soil. Take care now.